our favorite state media program, Fox and Friends, Ivanka Trump was asked about the difficulty of being a part of the White House, and she talked about how vicious her father's critics are. Poor her. Let's take a look at the video.
Is it harder than you thought, though? Is it harder than you thought to stick to the things you want to do because of what keeps coming up, whether it's the Russia investigation or something else?
It is hard, and there's a level of viciousness that I was not expecting. I was not expecting the intensity of this experience. But this isn't supposed to be easy. My father and this administration intends to be transformative. And we want to do big, bold things. And we're looking to change the status quo. So I didn't expect it to be easy. I think some of the distractions and some of the ferocity was I was a little blindsided by on a personal level.
Alrighty, so I'm just gonna reiterate some of my favorite quotes from that. She said there's a level of viciousness that I was not expecting. I was not expecting the intensity of this experience because somebody looks at the White House and like, meh, you know. Then she said,
you couldn't tell by the way from the way the Obamas were treated that it might be kind of a rough ride.
Then she said some of the distractions and some of the ferocity I was a little blindsided by on a personal level. Now, I have a lot of thoughts about this. One of which is that she said that a lot of the struggles that she is dealing with currently are made up for by the people that she meets when she's out on the road, poor or working class people that she gets to, that are, greet her with smiling faces because clearly they don't realize that her father's administration is gonna totally F them over. Also, when we're talking about viciousness, I don't think that responding to the viciousness of her father's administration is necessarily, like, I definitely think he gets a lot of hate, right? But a lot of the times that's just in response to the viciousness that he is putting on our country. When it turns like the way that he is treating immigrants, the environment, the LGBTQ community, women, minorities, Muslims, whatever it may be, that's the real viciousness that we should be talking about. Not that Ivanka Trump is getting some mean tweets.
Of course, he is the bully in chief. Before he even got to be president, he was taking on that Gold Star family. Remember the cons? He just, I mean, what a supreme miserable a-hole would do something like that. That's who her dad is. Don't lose sight of this. Let me tell you, and how about when he mocked that the handicapped New York Times journalist, okay? This is a guy, he's doing a mockery, like almost a theatrical mockery up there. The guy's despicable. This is her father. And then she has the gall to go on Fox and Friends. And by the way, very tough question that Fox and Friends asked. Is it tougher than you thought? Wow, that's the kind of journalism you can count on from them. And she's shocked by this. It disgusts me.
Yeah, I don't think she's shocked. This is a strategy of white supremacy, right? This is how it operates. It promotes and perpetuates violence and then positions itself to be appalled by violence, right? This is what he does. This is what he's done on the campaign trail, and it's not just the instances that you mentioned. It's the, I want to punch him in the face and I want to, like, all of these things are violent things, and they're not subtly violent. They are actively violent. And of course we use Ivanka, we use her femininity, we use her whiteness, we use her position and stature to go on and talk about feeling victimized or the ferocity of these, the viciousness of folks against Trump. It's like he couldn't go on TV and say he felt surprised because he is the embodiment of this violence. So I don't buy it. I think it's ridiculous, and I can see right through it.
But do you think that maybe it's a ploy, maybe you're right, but at the same time, like, I think there's a chance that they live in this like bubble where they really do think that what they're doing might be right. Like, that is what is scarier to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think there's a chance that he may not realize how effed up he is.
I think we always do this when we always give folks, particularly white men, the benefit of like intent, or maybe they're too, even when they're stupid, right? It's like, oh, well, maybe they're too stupid. It's the same thing with Comey. He's never been president before. He's never served in an office before. So maybe he's just messing up because he needs to learn. You can't be that can't be your first job. President cannot be your first job if you have no training. But it can if you're Trump. So I think the benefit of the doubting white men is just ridiculous. I don't think that you are unaware of saying crazy things, and then when you hear crazy things back toward you, you're surprised.
Don't get me wrong, by calling him idiotic and bigoted and not living in a bubble, I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt, but I think there might be a chance that he is just in this sort of like scary tornado, and people are just trying to like move the tornado a little bit that way and move it a little bit this way. Nobody really has control over it, and I don't of course I'm not,
No. I don't think that you're excusing him at all.
I'm not excusing. I just want to make sure we know.
No.
And I think both can be true.
Yeah.
I think it is true that Trump is dim. He's profoundly incompetent. He doesn't know what the hell he's doing. He's used to selling a bunch of crap based on slogans and stuff he just says. It's winning, winning, winning. This is going to be the best ever. This guy's the best ever. Don't worry. It's going to be incredible.
Right.
You just go to sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, it's going to be a new America. He's used to that stuff, so he doesn't really know that. But that is reinforced by that white privilege thing you're talking about. So I think in this case, those things coexist.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And I think sort of Ivanka really doubles down on that here. I remember when her Woman Who Work book came out and she was saying, God, I had to sacrifice. I gave up my massages, okay? And then she's basically doing the same thing here, trying to be a victim again, being like, I just didn't expect like these mean tweets. And she's sort of falling under these haters gonna hate sort of mentality when she doesn't realize that a lot of her inaction or action, who knows whatever she's doing behind closed doors, are really affecting millions of people and earning this response. And one last thing that I want to say, she says, talks about the ferocity of the people or her father's critics, and I think she's I guess talking about the resist movement, and I want the resist movement to stay ferocious. Like I want them to keep up that ferocity.
Yeah, and all this obscures the fact that she has an office, it obscures all the nepotism that's happening. That's the question that we should be asking: is why are you serving in the administration? Instead of asking her how she feels about how her father is being critiqued.
Well, and
put
she's
yourself in that position.
Yes, and we've. I was going to say bent the ethics rules for them, but not even. I mean, I think we've broken a bunch of ethics rules for them.
Absolutely.
As you say, she's in the administration. She still has businesses that are benefiting by certain decisions that are being made. It's a look. This is a horror show as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
But to have Ivanka Trump complaining about anything is insanity.
It's ridiculous.
Young Turks now has over 6 billion lifetime views. You know who did that? You did that. We're now larger than CNN, ABC, you name a news network online, we're larger than them. And you built all that as everyone scoffed and didn't believe. And here we are, guys, thanks to you. Build independent media together with us at tytnetwork.com/join.